world or pure science live streaming and vlogging. This is again Engineer Shotero El Pumusino Jr., a licensed chemical engineer by profession, a product of Cebu Institute of Technology University. Okay, welcome back. And now presently I'm working as a occupational safety and health engineer. Okay, welcome back to our topic regarding physics. But actually, guys, we go first to the angular momentum, which is supposedly we need to tackle first the linear momentum before tackling the angular momentum. But I think it's just the same. It's basically have similarities of the concepts and principles. So what I'm trying to emphasize, we go directly to more a little bit complex rather than the simpler one. Which is actually the natural or the normal discussion for this is we need to tackle first the linear momentum prior to angular momentum, but we go first to angular momentum. It doesn't matter, right? As long as we understand really what we are trying to discuss and tackle. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm very, very happy today because I still having a weight of 65 kilograms. I increased 1 kilogram due to the fact that I'm very, very lazy to do the exercise in a successive momentum. Wow, diba? Momentum. In a successive period. Meaning say at least 2 or 3 days a week, something like that. But before 4 times like that. Like it's gonna be reducing a bit. But what I'm trying to emphasize here is that if I'm gonna stop, then I will be becoming bulge again due to the genes or inheritance. We are really belong to the fat family. Okay, so if we eat rice dili tool for just 1 to 2 days, me in my case, I will become bulge immediately. Due to the fact also maybe I have a very weak metabolism. Okay, something like that. My metabolism is not fast. I think so. Okay, going back to this problem. Okay, I want you to get a blank sheet of paper also. I'm trying to practice solving because math is really practice, because practice makes perfect. Something like that. That's the philosophy of, of mathematics. And then we need to solve. For example, if you will be able to face different examinations in the future, whether government or private examination in a certain industries or companies, whatever qualifying round when you are hard, right? There's also math and science there. Okay, then you need to be familiar also with these basic concepts of physics, right? It's gonna be physics, chemistry, not so much with biology. I think have, but most of the times really are chemistry and physics. Okay, or environmental science, something like that, or the basic science that we have in our elementary, in our high school, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Okay, so ang akong lemon juice. Oh my gosh, where's my lemon juice? Here is my lemon juice. Oh, vitamin C, mga palakaklipan. Diba? Vitamin C is known also as an ascorbic acid. Okay. Oh, I feel very, very happy with it when I drink the lemon. Okay. And then I crave that also with peanuts, nuts. It's gonna be a mixture of corn, peanuts, and a little bit of cashew, something like that. Okay, because nuts also are, unsaturated fatty acids. Good for the heart and brain. Wow. And having also carbohydrates. This peanuts, cashew, and corn. And next, simulan siya mabili. Gusto ko ani. Okay? Yun na guys. Sorry guys ha. Because di nyo juga vlog. Bakit ko magsugod ayo no? Mas kasikas at nagkadiyot. Okay. Shout out John Carroll Nepomuceno. John Carroll Oba Nepomuceno is, my nephew is first honor valedictorian in, high school. Okay, something like that. Okay. His average is 94% and he is the best in science and math. Every time I told him, you study very, very well. We chatted most of the times. I encouraged him to be smart enough with regards to science and math. Because science and math really are the basis of health profession, engineering profession, and medicine's profession. Okay? Health and medicine profession and engineering profession. Or any science-related course, of course, right? Then if you take also banking and finance or accountancy, at least you are also good in math, right? It's going to be math and science. So, we are very, very proud. Hi, Giancarlo. Thank you so much. Actually, there's no valedictorian, but he is first honor, highest rank. Because the K-12 education have like that. First honor, highest rank. First honor, second rank. First honor, third rank. And it's gonna be point something, like that. Congratulations, Giancarlo. Okay. Muna siya. Because his father also is very good in math, my brother. My brother is good in math than me. I don't think so, but he said, based on my, based on my observation, because he doesn't study, but he can get. I think it's gonna be my brother and my older sister are really good in math. We are 4, but I think top 3 lang ko sa 4. So in regards to math. Okay, something like that. But in regards to science, hindi ko mapili. Joke lang ha. Hindi ko mapapili ba sa science? Wow. Kaloka. Ay, mga tagbani. Shout out. Cornelio Labugalapos. Namiting manigo. In fairness. I love it. Hello guys. Okay. Problem number 1, let's proceed now. Okay, let's proceed now. A force was applied to a 5 kilogram block to speed it up from rest to 20 meters per second in 4 seconds. A, what is the change in the momentum of the object? B, what average force was exerted on the object? Okay, A, we need to determine the change in momentum. Okay, so this is linear momentum. What's the formula of momentum? It's gonna be P is equals to mass and the change in velocity. Get the point? Something like that. And then, since we have from rest to 20 meters per second, it's going to be our final velocity is 20 meters per second. And our initial velocity is 0 because it says in the paragraph from rest. It's going to be, having a potential energy, not yet moving. Because no kinetic energy pa. So it's going to be V, initial VO is equals to 0, and VF is equals to 20 meters per second, right? Okay. Now, what is the change in the momentum? Something like that. So momentum is equals to, I think this is direct substitution, right? Okay, we have a mass of 5 kilogram. Okay, plug in values only. You don't have to worry. There's no such analysis more here. Okay, direct substitution. So delta V is a change in the velocity. This is not volume, right? Because this is momentum, right? Okay, and then final velocity is 20. It's gonna be final velocity minus initial velocity is our change in velocity. It's gonna be 20 minus 0. Okay, so this is meter per second. Then it's gonna be momentum is 5 times 20 is 100. Take note the unit, kilogram meter second. Okay, it's gonna be the momentum. Okay, see, kilogram meter seconds. It's gonna be the mass kilogram and the velocity mass per second. It's gonna be your momentum. P is your momentum, huh? Okay. I think it's agree for this because most of the books, most of the textbooks in in college and also in high school is gonna be represented by P. And they want also to put that as capital M, it's up to you also, right? As long as we refer to the linear momentum. So our A is 100 kilogram. Okay. Things like this. And then, okay. What average force was exerted on the object? So it's gonna be force. So we come to think the most basic equation of force that involves really pressure, right? If you can still remember, we're gonna be having a formula: pressure is equals to force over area. The applied force perpendicular to its surface area is the pressure. Then if you do the manipulation of this equation, we can get the formula of force, which is equal to the pressure times the surface area. Do we use this one or not? This is the question. This is the first option. Okay, since you look back to the problem, there's no pressure involved, right? And this is the surface area involved. It's gonna be EKIS. We don't use this one. I'm just trying to emphasize that there's also a formula of force to be considered apart from this linear momentum related forces equations. Okay, we need to go to other force. Okay, now, okay, so if we use also the formula force is equals to mg, can we use this one? We cannot use this one because this is not vertical in direction. You get the point? Because force is equals to mg or equals to weight if it is vertical in motion. So this force is not also possible. Okay? Like that. Okay. What if we're gonna be use the formula of force, another also? Force is equals to the mass of an object, velocity squared over r. We have the mass and the velocity, but we don't have the radius. And this is not also moving in a circular motion. So this is not also applicable. Actually, there are a lot of formulas of forces. It's up to you to analyze the applicability or the application of the formula, if it is appropriate or not. Okay, now we have also the most sikat and popular equation of force, which is the second law of motion by Isaac Newton. Force is equals to mass times acceleration. Can we use this formula? We have the mass, we don't have the acceleration. Since we have the velocity, we can compute for the acceleration and we can get the force. So we can use this. Okay. Acceleration is equals to the final velocity, okay, plus the initial velocity over 2. Meaning we are really trying to get the average velocity. We are not trying to determine the instantaneous velocity, because when we mean of instantaneous, it's going to be final velocity minus initial velocity over 2. Like that, okay? Instantaneous acceleration, instantaneous velocity, instantaneous speed are referring to the differential of your quantities in the numerator. Okay, but if you speak average, you have to add quantities in the numerator. So you have only to take the difference. Okay, and you need to extract the operation. For example, instantaneous, I have to do the subtraction in the numerator. Average, I have to add the quantities in the numerator and divide it by how many quantities you are adding. Okay, so in here we have two quantities with final velocity, and you have also the initial velocity, and we have 2. So it's gonna be final velocity plus initial velocity divided by 2. We don't use the VF minus VO divided by 2 because we are not referring to instantaneous acceleration. We are referring to average velocity, acceleration, average acceleration. And then we are not also referring to tangential acceleration because there's no angle. And we are not also referring to radial acceleration because this is not circular. So actually, acceleration also are broad. Okay, first, instantaneous acceleration. Okay, average acceleration. Okay, radial acceleration. Okay, tangential acceleration, like that, angular acceleration, okay, and net acceleration. In these 6 types of acceleration, you need to understand its principles, concepts, why, what's the difference among the 6, because every time asking for the problem of acceleration, you need to identify if it is an instantaneous acceleration, average acceleration, angular acceleration, tangential acceleration, radial acceleration, net acceleration. Okay, get the point mga palangga kung hitag. It's gonna be like that. Okay, and you need to familiarize these algebraic equations. But in here is just, the simple acceleration or the average acceleration. So, average acceleration, when we mean of average acceleration, we don't put AVE, understood na siya kung A lang yun siya. Okay, so it's gonna be A is equals to VF, final velocity, 20, plus the initial velocity is 0, because from rest, divided by 2. 20 divided by 2 is 10 meters per second, and we have average acceleration. So force is equals to the mass given in the paragraph, which is 5 kilogram, times the acceleration, average acceleration, 10 meters per second. It's gonna be like that. So we have 50, kilogram meter per second squared. Okay, like that. So 10 divided by 2, or second squared, so it's gonna be Newton. Okay? Mass, kilogram. Acceleration, meter per second squared. Okay? You get the point? Yes. You get the point mga palangga kung hitan. Okay, again, to make it confused. In order not to confuse mga palangga kung hitan. Okay? Balik ta. Force is equals to mass plus acceleration. Okay, we have the average acceleration. Emphasize na to guys ha. So final velocity plus initial velocity. Okay. Then to accelerate it involves time. We have 4 seconds. So 4. Okay, then we're gonna have 20 mga palangga plus 0 plus 4 is gonna be 5 meter per second squared. Mass is equals to 5 kilogram. I will write it because it's very, it's very dirty. Because most of my common mistakes when I was in college, I solve very fast, and then it becomes dirty, and then sometimes I am confused already with my penmanship. Really. And then I forgot to properly write the values, something like that. So it gets me error, and then also my eyes are blurred. Okay, because I'm already wearing my glass when I was in my first year college, up to now. Okay, because I have minus 50, 25 rating on my eyes, so it affects really, especially when I study. I read sometimes the tears will flow down, and I consulted the doctor, and so you need really the glass of your eyes, something like that. Okay, so this is it. This is also the the equivalent. If you study too much and read a lot, time will come. Okay, so that's my voice. Okay, I recorded my voice mga palangga kung hitan. Charot. So you need to be careful also with your eyes. Okay, something like that. Okay, maybe this is for the radiation or whatever. Because I didn't research more when I was in high school about electromagnetic radiation. It was in my college days that I already understand some concepts of electromagnetic radiation. but not full. And then when I graduated na, I already a licensed chemical engineer and then working abroad. Okay, like that, going there, like that, move places to places, country to country, something like that. I still research and I found out, oh, it's gonna be electromagnetic radiation. Okay, and then that's the reason my eyes, okay, are in fatigue. To the point. So be careful also, okay, when you study. Okay? Because sometimes before also, when I was in college, not so much in high school, because in high school, I don't study when I'm on the bed. Okay, I don't study when I'm on the bed. But in college, I study before I sleep with my books on my bed. A lot of books, notebook, assignments like that. And even though when I lying, I still read the books. That's why I abuse my eyes. Because I don't have an idea before. And then through research, I found out, oh, what I did is really wrong. Okay, something like that. Be careful also. Do not study, do not read when you are lying on the bed. Okay? Something like that. Or do not study and do not read when you are riding in a car, you are the passenger. Because before also I'm studying well the passenger vehicle going to the university, let's say 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers. I'll still study also inside the jeepney. Okay? And then until it will reach to our school. So my eyes also are getting tired for that. I practice that daily a lot in my college days also. Okay? Ganon. So, go back. Force equals to mass times acceleration. Mass is 5 kilogram. Acceleration is 5. Then substitute. Okay? Anak-anak na siya. Then 5 meter per second squared. Okay? Times mass nato ng higayon na is 5. So, 5 siya tanan, no? Okay, mass 5. And the acceleration also is, okay, 5, right? So this is gonna be 25. Or 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 Newton, because this is kilogram meter per second squared is equivalent to 25 Newton. So this is our answer. 25 Newton. Okay? If you refer to the second law of Isaac Newton or second law of motion of acceleration, then if we try also to use another version, we can use the another version also. Guys, ha? Okay. We can derive another formula. Katong ana-ana siya. Force is equals to, di ba, mass times acceleration, dan ganon. Okay, mga palangga akong kita. And then force is equals to mass, since acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. It's gonna be delta V over delta T. Okay, the cross multiplication is going to be force times delta T is equals to mass times delta V. Force times delta T is impulse. Okay? That's why we said impulse is the change in the momentum, the definition of an impulse. Or categorically, is the force times the change in the time. And then I have also the mass times delta V is equals to the momentum. Okay. So, impulse and momentum are equal in the second law of Isaac Newton, the law of acceleration. Take note. Impulse is equal to momentum in the second law of motion of Isaac Newton, which is the law of acceleration. Now, how can we interpret this in this way? See, the M times delta V is represented as P because mamani siya ang momentum ng mga palangga. Okay? Moana dayon ka. F delta T is equals to, okay, P man siya, delta P. Okay, change in the momentum. And then we can say force is equal to, again, math, we need to simplify. It's gonna be, divide both sides by delta P. It's gonna be F is equals to delta P over delta T. So we have this also equation. Force is equals to the change in momentum over the change in time. Something like that. You get the point, mga palangga kong hitan. Okay. Ganon. So, change in momentum is equals to the mass, which is how much? 5 kilogram. Then change in velocity, 20 minus, now what's the other one? 0. Okay? like that. And then the time is only 4 seconds. So you can go directly, okay, all the values by inputting all. This is also the another version. Okay, so what is the answer for this? This must also have equal value, huh? So that we can have the same answer. Okay, if this is not equal, then our derivation of the equation is wrong. Okay, so 5 times ganon, 5 times 20 is equals to divided by 4. Yes, we have 25 Newton. Same answer. 25 Newton. Our answer for letter A is 100 kilogram per second. And our answer for letter B is 25 Newton. Okay. Sakto pa, ang unit sa momentum mga palangga, ang mitad is kilogram meter second. Okay? It's gonna be like that. Get the point? It's very clear. Any questions so far? It looks like easy because direct substitution, right? But things like this, guys, it will appear in the board examination because, you know, in the board examination, it's not that really difficult. Sorry. Sabi mo na akong hambog ko. Actually, guys, yun siya lisod. Ang imorang mind push you to feel difficult. What I mean, your perspective, mental state of mind or mentality, since you are facing the last portion or last segment of your your education, since you will become a certified or licensed engineer, you know the pressure that is gonna be like this. It's very difficult, but actually it's not really that difficult. Okay, get the point? Muna siya. So in short, if you want really to pass, you should aim to become a top-notcher. Okay, get the point? So anybody, libreng mangarap. At least you can pass. If you aim to be on the top or to become a top-notcher, I'm not telling this to everybody. But you know, CIT University is is having a culture like that. So pag tikang pa lang mo sa first year college, we have that tradition of excellence that at least we should be on the top. Something like that during board examination. It's a culture already, since we are maintaining that in our tradition of excellence, okay, in our school, okay, the Cebu Institute of Technology University, okay, so one of, shall we say, one of the best engineering schools in the Visayas, something like, or in the Philippines, I don't know, okay, that's what they said. Okay, thank you so much for listening to my discussion of physics. Any questions so far? And then you can also object and contest my discussion, since I'm not that really intelligent enough. I'm just average. Okay? Any questions so far? Nothing? Thank you so much for watching for this linear momentum equation problem solving. Thank you so much. Okay, you can comment down below in the comment section, mga palangga, and you can share this to anybody else, to your sons and daughters for your assignments if they are taking physics right now. And then you can also, subscribe to my channel if you want. And then I'll be happy for that. And then you can also click the notification bell for some news updates of every single channel voice. Bye bye, God bless everybody. But I still have to continue my FB.